The US has alerted how its intellect dividing in some countries would include to be de-evaluated if those countries use Huawei to construct their 5G networks. Elder U.S. formal Rob Strayer told any such apart for the company delivered an inappropriate hazard to safety. It has been informed how the UK might enable the China Telecoms company in the non-core components of its 5G web. But opponents of the schedule include grown concerns on Huawei's bonds to the China by the government. The news story caused debate. Inaccountable several of Maine Secretary Theresa May's elder office ministers had alerted versus the Go. The U.S. pronounced severe concerns at the period, with, on in Australia and New Zealand, it believes the China company is a safety hazard since of its bonds to the country. Responsible to Mr. Strayer's intervene, Mrs. May's formal representative told, "Our stance has ever been how wherever domestic safety concerns occur in any overseas investment by the government will evaluate the risks and believe which year of activity to get." Mr. Strayer, the Vice Aid Secretariat for Cyber and World Communication at the U.S. Country Division, told the U.S. was producing some countries aware how if they put unprotected and untrusted vendors in their 5G networks, in any location. Later it was departure to include to believe the hazard how produces to our data sharing institutional arrangement in them. 5G is the following, and 5, general of portable web connection, promise lot more rapid information load and download speeds, broad scope and more than steady protection. The is really a monumentality judgment creature done currently. We believe down there's inappropriate hazard in producing untrusted vendors ensure how basis infrastructure facilities since they could violate any of those crucial services. In supplement we're worried on the capacity for a by the government how has the path recording, how China has, to potential include accessing to how large growth in information, private information in lot cases, how could be utilized in vile ways. Mr. Strayer oversaid journalists though enabling an unreliable carrier in the edges of the web created risks of spying or tamper. He added, we should be worried on all components of the 5G web. No portion of the 5G web should include components or software program upcoming of a seller how could be by the monitoring of an authoritative by the government. It is understood telecoms operators who use Huawei machinery in their networks include been requested to visit a meet-in officials consisting Mr. Strayer at the U.S. legation in London on Tuesday. 5G is the following, 5, general of portable web connection, promise lot more rapid information load and download speeds, broad scope and more than steady protection. The planet is departure portable and current range bands are proper overloaded, guideline to breakdowns, especially while lot human beings in one region are hard to accessing services at the identical period. 5G is as well lot superior at processing thousands of devices at once, of phones to machinery sensors, live video cameras to clever road lights. Present 4G portable networks can propose speeds of on 45 Mbps, megabits per other, on ordinary and experts say 5G, that is start to be rolling out in the UK the year, could reach preview and downloads up to 20 times more rapid. Huawei was begun by a ex-human beings as release troop official in 1987. The business begun out manufacturing machinery for telephone networks and has grown up quickly to be a world lead. It is relying in Shenzhen, Guangdong and is belonging by 80,000 of its 180,000 employees. More than newly it has begun manufacturing smartphones as so, and Huawei has now seized on 16% of the world marketplace, manufacturing it the planet's tertiary largest provider following Samsung and POM. The U.S. points to its founding members' war backdrop and capacity intervention of the China by the government to claim it represents a hazard to domestic safety. But the business is acute to depict by itself as a company in no bonds to the China by the government. It says it prioritizes security and safety and how at low several of the animosity is since the company poses a competition risk.